Hi, you guys. So I kind of want to show you a little bit of the hardship of trying to study Daniel 9:27 and Revelation. And it's really just illustrative of how terrified people are to try to figure things out for fear of being wrong. Um, at least that's my perception. And my viewpoint on that is take the leap, learn it. Go as deep as you can, try to figure it out. What is wrong with being wrong? Like, the world is not going to end if somebody gets something wrong. So try. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. Uh, it's very difficult. It has been very difficult to find concrete answers, especially when it comes to using these type of tools that rely on other people doing the work. That's why I threw commentaries of the book of Revelation out a long time ago, because they're not helpful. Past a certain point, they are more destructive than they are helpful. It's very counterproductive to try to figure out what other people are saying. And I know that people can misconstrue what I say about not studying other people's work and not knowing what other people are saying, but I can't take the chance that I might think something sounds reasonable when it's not accurate and then just go with that. So it's very risky doing this study, and I really, really want to try to do it right, to get it right. It's not about being right, it's about getting it right. The subject matter is the focal point, not about who got it right or who said what. It's about doing justice to the Word of God and making sure that we have everything as accurate as we can be. I'm only one person. Doesn't mean I know everything. Just means that I try to learn in as honest and as clean an atmosphere as I can, and that means not listening to the peanut gallery. What I'm about to show you is a perfect example of why we can't rely on other people, because if we do, we'll only go as far as they did. We'll only take as much risk as other people were comfortable taking. And once it comes time to venture out beyond what other people were comfortable with, if you're used to having that crutch of matching what you think with other people, you are only going to go as far as they went. Case in point, I'm about to start writing about the opening of Seal 1, and for those of you who have heard me talk about this, you know that the imagery of the bow in Revelation 6:2 is the covenant. It is a reference to the inception, the start of the covenant. Daniel 9:27's covenant. How do we learn this? And I think that this is more clarity about the bow being linked to the covenant. Which covenant it's linked to is Daniel 9:27. We're going to talk about that here. So Genesis 9:30. This is an interlinear study. Sorry. The website that I have up is called studylight.org, and it is where I have gone to do interlinear studies. And an interlinear study is looking up a passage in Hebrew and finding where the same words are in the Greek New Testament. So I have Genesis 9:13. This is the first verse in and I'll show you this here. BibleGateway.com. I don't know if I might not have the screen large enough to show you, but I just did a search for bow, and the very first one that comes up in this reference is Genesis 9:13. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. A bow is imagery to represent that a covenant is in place. Now, how do we link that to Revelation 6 with the bow that the rider on the white horse comes with in Revelation 6:2? By interlinear study. Genesis 9:13. So I'm bringing this up in the King James. I have the interlinear tab set, and what this does is it brings it up in English and also in Hebrew. Now I'm going to set this RAH here because it changes the Hebrew to Greek. So I do set my bow in the cloud. You click on bow and it tells you it's the Hebrew word kesheth, and it gives you the Strong's Concordance in the lexicon. You can look this up. It would be H7198, H for Hebrew. Here, it brings up the Greek, and you just have to, unless you know Greek and you can isolate the right word immediately, it is this word right here. It is the Greek word taxon, which also means bow. And it will tell you down here at the bottom, so this would be G5115, G for Greek. It tells you it's in the New Testament one time, one occurrence of the Greek word taxon, which has the Hebrew counterpart found in Genesis 9:13, that is imagery of a covenant being in place. So now I think it used to, you could click on it and it would tell you where. So that might be a little bit different. But all you have to do is take this right here and it tells you where it is. Occurs in the book of Revelation. Cool. I'm going to back up. I might need to make my screen bigger. So anyway, I'm going to go to Blue Letter Bible. blueletterbible.org. And yeah, I need to make my screen bigger again. Oh, I can move that. Haha. G5115. That was the reference. And what does it tell us? It's that Greek word toxon. I'm not sure if it's taxon or if the Greek pronounces the X differently. Don't know. But where is it found? Revelation 6:2. This is the nature of doing an interlinear study, is isolating something from the Hebrew Old Testament that gives you the answer to the imagery you seek and identifying its counterpart in the New Testament. Now this is easy. It's a one place. It's the only place it is. So you know that that's what it means. So in Revelation 6:2, and I saw him, behold, a white horse. He that sat on him had a bow. That is, I do put my bow as a symbol of a token of a covenant. Now that does not mean that this is a reference to the Noahic covenant. It simply means that it's referencing a covenant. Now, God put it in my mind, just a quick thought, to focus on the words conquering and to conquer. So this is what I did. And I'm going to go back to my interlinear study. And I thought, okay, well, sorry, I'm trying to move this. There we go. I thought, okay, well, since this is easy to do here, I'm going to go Daniel 9:27. What does the word confirm mean? It means to prevail, have strength, be strong, be powerful, be mighty, be great. He shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. It means to prevail. Now, this is one of the primary reasons why it is a bad idea to focus on one translation only ever. Daniel 9:27, this is the Septuagint. This is the Greek rendering of the Old Testament, the Hebrew Old Testament. And Daniel 9:27 says, and the covenant will prevail for many. It will return again and be rebuilt broad and long, right here. So that's a reference to the covenant and its corresponding temple returning, being built, which happens to be, according to Ezekiel, the pinpoint of the start of the 70th week, Daniel 9:27, with the measuring for that temple. But it says the covenant will prevail for many. So we go back to this interlinear study, and yes, confirm means to prevail. So according to what I did with the bow, I could just go over here and click on this RAH Greek, and it would give me the words in Greek, and I could find it in the New Testament. It's not there. This is the part that has been the most difficult in studying the end times, and why I went out on my own and stopped looking at the tools available I mean, stop looking at the commentaries, like what other people think about these things. Because why is there not a Greek rendering of this? In this interlinear study, you can pull up the previous verse. Let's go Daniel 9:26. Click RAH. Hey, it gives you the whole verse in Greek there. So what is it? Let's even go with Daniel 9:25. RAH, is it going to give me the Greek there? Yep, sure does. So what is it about Daniel 9:27? Click on RAH. There's no Greek there. What is it about this verse that terrifies people so much? What is it about the study of the end times that people think is too risky to venture out? I do not understand this. And it is for that reason specifically that I threw everyone else's opinion out and I just did it on my own. Because that's the only way that you are going to get past the point of someone else's comfort level. And your study of the Bible should never be based on someone else's comfort level. This is a perfect example. So this does not have a Greek translation in the interior, or this does not have a Greek interlinear counterpart here. But since we know that the word confirm means to prevail, and I am not a Hebrew scholar or a Greek scholar. In fact, I don't know either, even a little bit. So not only am I a scholar, I'm not even introductory level here. So someone else would have to tell me. I mean, I can go to, I did this earlier. Let's see if I can bring this up real quick in Google. Yes. Hebrew to Greek. So this is the word that it gives. And of course, I can't look that up to see if that word is anywhere in the New Testament. I'm not aware of a tool to do that. I would have to know a lexicon number or something like that. So I'm not sure. But this is what it says that word translates to in the Greek. So knowing that the interlinear is not going to give me the Greek counterpart for confirm, to prevail, and having this very like narrow, I just don't even know. I don't know the Greek language at all to know like what derivations of that, what genders, or it's written in the masculine neuter or feminine gender, and it could be plural or singular. It could be first person, third person. It could be aorist. It could be, there's present perfect. There's a whole like. If you guys are familiar with the Greek language at all, even when you look it up on, we'll go to BibleHub.com, you know that it's very specific. It's very, very, very specific, and I just don't know it at all. So we're going to go to BibleHub.com, and we're going to click on the lexicon here. So he will make firm. Is that Gabar? And what does it say here? The KJV lexicon says to be strong, by implication to prevail, act insolently. Exceed, confirm, be great, be mighty, prevail. So we get the point there. Okay, so where am I supposed to find a place to link this? That was my question. Well, Revelation 6:2. What does conquering and to conquer mean? This is not the same word that came up I probably don't have it. Oh, I closed it. It was the Google search, the Hebrew to Greek. This is not the same word, but I don't know if it's close enough, or I just don't know. What I do know is that it means to prevail. Conquering and to conquer means to prevail. Just like he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. Confirm means to prevail or conquer, to overcome, to get the victory. That is precisely what gabar means. Confirm, prevail, strengthen, stronger, valiant, to confirm, to show oneself mighty. So my thought, and I'm going to put this out there in my writing as speculation and nothing more than that, because like I said, I'm not a Hebrew or Greek scholar, but it says the covenant will prevail. That means to confirm, to make strong, to conquer, to prevail, to confirm, strengthen, all those things. So because the Septuagint uses the word prevail, and that is what conquering and to conquer means, is to prevail. I believe that what this does, this interlinear study, in Revelation 6:2, it tells us the bow equals covenant, and to prevail or to confirm equals the Daniel 9:27 covenant, because that is the one that shall prevail with many for 1 week. And conquering and to conquer means prevail. So that is how we twofoldly, that's not a word, but in two different ways, that's how we link the bow and the word conquering and to conquer to covenant, and specifically to Daniel 9:27. So this is a fun thing. But there are lots of different study tools. These I will use to help. I will simply not use other people's explanations to help. And I do find it curious that this website would not even venture out to give the Greek rendering of the Hebrew Daniel 9:27 at all. Why not? Why do people have such a hard time with this prophecy specifically? Well, I wrote a book about it because I didn't want my research to be stunted by someone else's comfort level. And I would encourage you guys not to allow that either. If you have any questions, let me know. But this is what I'm going to be writing about. The bow equals covenant, and conquering and to conquer tells you which covenant by virtue of the meaning prevail. And according to both the King James and the Septuagint, it is the Daniel 9:27 covenant that is said to prevail, i.e. conquering and to conquer. See you guys later.